Set in the quasi-medieval fantasy kingdom of Tortall, the four-book series tells the story of a feisty young noblewoman who switches identities with her twin brother in order to take his place at night school. That's night with a K. A natural fighter, Alanna is stubborn and temperamental, with flaming red hair and magical purple eyes. Beautiful and impulsive, she's also funny, honest, and loyal. She fights hard for her friends and her pets, and to the delight of middle school girls everywhere just figuring out and being suddenly overwhelmed by sexual urges, Alanna even goes into that forbidden territory. She seduces a shocking 3 men, gasp, over the course of the series. Prince Jonathan, the clingy, pretty boy heir to the throne, whom she dumps in a bid to dodge commitment. George, the king of thieves, who makes no demands on her life or personal space. And Liam Ironarm, a smoldering, battle-scarred mercenary who dies fighting by her side. Eventually, Alanna settles down and marries George, her low-maintenance lover, keeping her full-time job in the ass-kicking field even after they have kids. Tortall's strict gender norms, they're no match for Alanna. Cultural expectations of virginity and monogamy, deceased atop the pile of bodies of demons she killed in battle. This warrior has every 11-year-old girl's dream life. She owns a cat and a horse, is friends with her exes and their new girlfriends, is gorgeous with incredible purple eyes, and can wield sword and magic alike to defeat her foes. Is it any wonder I wanted to be her? If I could go back and talk to my younger self about what happened with this particular dream, the big Alanna mood, I'd try not to cry. I'd tell her, we came so close. We came so much closer than most people do. I'd show her all of the good things we've done, the strength and focus I brought to my congressional campaign, how we flipped a historically red congressional district to become the first LGBTQ woman to represent California in Washington, D.C., and the first woman and youngest person to ever hold this storied seat. Elected to Congress as one of the youngest women ever, I quickly became known as a rising star in the Democratic Party, serving as a freshman representative to leadership and as the vice chair of the House Oversight Committee under Chairman Elijah Cummings. I'd show young Katie all of the friends and colleagues who continued to stand by us in the fight to make the world a better place in whatever way they can. And the horse. She'd be so impressed, over the moon actually, to know that adult Katie owns a horse. I started working at age 12 to save up for my own noble steed, just like Alanna's, and for the last 15 years, I've been the proud owner of Marty, a stubborn old thoroughbred I pay an uncomfortably substantial monthly sum to board at a senior citizen horse barn. His vibe is more grumpy old men than Song of the Lioness, but young Katie wouldn't care. I wouldn't scare her with the dark stuff. Most Americans who follow the news know the part of my story that I'm referring to here, how my abusive marriage ultimately led to my political downfall, the divorce and the blackmail. What a casual news consumer might not know, though, was the sheer amount of courage it took for me to leave the abuse, sick with the memory of my ex's threats and the certainty that he could make good on them if he wished. The hammer of his desire for revenge, gleefully wielded by political enemies and greedy right-wing media in coordination with local Republicans. See, GOP enemies wanted to beat Katie Hill. Then they got her nude photos in the LA Times. Forcing my resignation from Congress as millions saw me naked, gawking at my most intimate and personal moments, most of which I had no idea were documented, including the consensual relationship I had with a campaign staffer. I wouldn't tell young Katie that just a year from when I was elected to Congress as a rising star, less than a year after I was sworn in, my resignation would be official. I wouldn't tell her that it was more than just me that the people, the institutions behind this attack were trying to take down. I was used as an example to show women and girls that no matter how powerful we become, we are still vulnerable. That the louder we are, the more we challenge the status quo and claim our place in this world, the more we expose ourselves. I, like so many other women, was used to show what happens when we scorn men, when we assert our independence, when we step into our power and take our seat at the decision-making table. No, I wouldn't want my younger self to know about all of this, about the darkness that has fallen not just over my own life, but over countless women's lives these past few years. The morning after Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump in 2016, millions of my peers, many of them raised on rosy, privileged narratives of endless potential, just like I was, awoke to the brutal reality that America is still a deeply misogynistic place. And as we close out the second decade of the century, far too little has changed.